Access to treated wastewater was made possible due to advisory services provided by GTZ. Farmers learned how to use this water without endangering their health or that of the consumers, as well as how to take advantage of existing nutrients in the water, thereby reducing fertilizer use, which has had the added benefit of lowering fertilizer expenses by 60%. The result has been that 350 farmers in 2007 were able to continue their farming businesses, and more farmers will be offered technical assistance. Since 2005, treated wastewater has been used in the Jordan Valley to irrigate 11,000 hectares of land, while at the same time saving clean drinking water for use in Amman. This is one example where easy-to-use technologies significantly contribute to improving welfare and adaptive capacity. To put this in perspective, among our projects in the water sector, more than 30 projects significantly contribute to building adaptive capacity through such things as improving efficiency of water provision and use, integrated water resource management, and transboundary water management. Other sectors with close relation to adaptation are agriculture, natural resources management, and disaster risk management. An example from Fiji and the Pacific Islands. Nowhere else are impacts of climate change being felt more directly. Potential impacts of climate change on Pacific Islands may reach up to 6 billion in the coming years. Development of these islands is dependent on natural resources, and land is scarce, leading to conflicts over its access and use. Climate change impacts like floods, storms, and saltwater intrusion further increase pressure on limited land resources. Effective land use planning is therefore of utmost importance for agriculture, infrastructure, and settlements. For effective planning, up-to-date climate data and projections will now be used, and existing plans will be updated based on this information supported through technical advice from GTZ. Risks to welfare and health of local populations, to agricultural yields, or to enterprises will thus be reduced. To support the appropriate framework, conditions, and strategic orientation, GTZ advises partners in Asia, Africa, and Latin America on adaptation strategies and policies and their implementation. One example, in Tunisia, climate change has already made a strong impact. After a period of extreme drought between 1990 and 2001, which raised social conflicts, especially regarding water availability, and which contributed to the Tunisian economy shrinking by 20%, the Tunisian government decided to develop an adaptation strategy for agricultural and water sector. GTZ has supported this process with the first Tunisian climate model and analysis of expected impacts on these sectors. Areas of concern include in 2050, the olive harvest may be reduced by half, and 20% of grain production areas may be lost. Based on this analysis, priorities for action were identified involving all relevant stakeholders, leading to a national cross-sectoral adaptation strategy. The strategy marks a shift from short-term crisis management to long-term orientation and risk management. Implementation is supported, for example, through the development of local action plans for adaptation. A concrete step at the national level is that the strategy now guides a screening of the legal framework for agriculture, water, and infrastructure, an effective way to minimize climate risks. And finally, the sustainability of many programs has come under threat due to climate change, but we may also convert these risks into opportunities. If well designed, many programs can assist partner countries to increase their adaptive capacity, and on behalf of the German Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, GTZ is currently developing a climate check a practical tool for integrating adaptation into project design and implementation. This will be applied systematically in all our projects. Let me conclude. It has been our experience that adaptation is a central development concern for developing countries, precisely because the development achievements to date are at risk. To close with, allow me to draw one more link to security, a theme which GTZ is highlighting in 2009. I think we have not yet fully understood the possible implications of climate change on human security, water security, and food security. Climate change is associated with more extreme events and variability, while stability and security, not necessarily of physical assets, but of access to resources, are important factors of development. Developing security is thus another key concern of adaptation in order to secure development all over the world. Thank you very much.